couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys how to gap shoot the RPO Glance glitch with a defense out of the dollar or the 146. Now, the truth is that those defenses aren't primary defenses for most players out there in the Madden community. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a very similar defensive setup out of the nickel 245 odd or the nickel 335 odd, which pretty much all of you should have in your defensive playbook if you're playing this game at a high level. Let's go ahead and get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be showing you guys how to gap shoot the RPO Glance. This is also known as the RPO glitch in the Madden community. If you guys don't know what this is basically a direct tell that you are facing somebody who is glitching you out of this formation. When you see the formation pop up, it is the wing slot weak. Now, the playbook that you're going to face this most frequently out of is going to be the Denver Broncos playbook. And the reason that people run this is truthfully because they really can't move the ball consistently as a passer or a runner. They need something very, very low brow to fall back on to run this and be able to, move the football. So the reason that this basically works is that you put an escape artist in at the quarterback position. And basically, if you're in any type of defense, man or zone, the coverage players on this play will drop back into their assignment, and then you just escape artist behind it and run. And you see right here that even with a guy like Patrick Mahomes, this could be extremely dangerous. You see I was able to pick up a touchdown because everybody was just dropping back in coverage. So again, with this particular glitch, the way that this operates is just that everybody, once you fake the handoff to the running back, drops back thinking that it's a pass play. Again, because you got a bubble screen over here, and then you've got this post route that is over the middle. So everybody in a zone or man coverage is going to play their coverage assignment and back up. So you see here that you've got these deep zones, you got the hook zones dropping back, and we just use our escape artist to run behind our run blockers that are, of course, run blocking because it is a run pass option play. And with the new quarterbacks in Ultimate Team, whether it be the Randall Cunningham or the Lamar Jackson, or even guys like Mike Vick that are, popular escape artist quarterbacks that have really, really high speed, you saw what I did with Mahomes there. He's not that fast. So being able to try to defend something like this could be a real pain because, again, you see right there that the guy that could have made a play a lot sooner really just drops back in the flat. So again, as you run this over and over and over, you're just going to notice how easily, that outside third doesn't have any clue that I'm running the ball. And you factor on top of that a lot of players actually put the freight train on their quarterback to make it so they automatically break the first tackle. If you have a good defense for this, it can end up being a little bit more inconsistent. So you absolutely need a consistent gap shoot to make sure that they never get to the point where they have the freight train active. If you guys are enjoying this free YouTube content, I would strongly urge you to go over to my strategy website. GridironGameplansgg is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault Update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active, and access to our Discord server, where every single Wednesday, we have a live lab session covering the week's Vault content and any questions you guys have about Madden. So make sure you guys head over to GridironGameplansgg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. If you guys remember the video I did a couple weeks ago, I showed this to you out of the dollar in the big dime 146. Like I said, today we're going to show this to you out of the nickel 335 odd or the nickel 245 odd. Now, I think most of you like the nickel 245 odd, so let's start with that. This defense is in the Chicago Bears playbook. Very, very, very popular, and you can just call the defense that everyone likes to call, which is pinch 2, typically on auto flip plus base align setting. So that's actually going to give us the majority of what we need for this to work. So what I like to do with this defense is I like to make sure that my nickel corner is on the twin side. So you start off with your defense looking like this when it's on auto flip. So then from there, you're going to go ahead and baseline, which I've already done. You're going to press, and you are going to pinch your linebackers, pinching your linebackers. Now, before we get into this, let's talk about those linebackers. This nickel 2-4-5 odd formation, much like every other nickel formation in Madden, allows you to put safeties in at linebacker. So if you guys have some solid safety speed, I would highly, highly recommend that you put it in at this spot, because this is the player that you're going to be using to shoot the gaps that are opened up as a result of this play. So I'm going to put in Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson here on the Broncos. They've got a nice matchup with the Chiefs coming up later this week. And let's go ahead and show you how this works. So again, you want to run this on auto flip, so your nickel corner aligns to the twin side. You want to baseline, you want to press, you want to pinch your linebackers. It's that simple. Then from there, all you're going to do is pass commit. Now, with this play from a run blocking standpoint, we have this guard right here that is on this play, the right guard. You see that he's pulling. That makes it so you have this giant lane to gap shoot with your user safety or your linebacker, depending on what your personnel is on your MUT team or your regs team. And you're just going to fly in through that gap. And if you do this correctly, it's a big enough gap that they can't escape artist away from you. You're basically going to hit them right after the fake handoff to the running back. Now, we're going to talk about this very, very quickly here. The defensive line. I think that, you want it pretty well spread. Again, the more spread it is, the better it is for you to shoot the gap. Sometimes if your opponent is handing off the ball to the running back, you may need to react and make a dive tackle from behind. I think that obviously you want a really good tackle rating for that. I find that, a high tackle rating makes it so these dive animations can trip up the ball carriers. A little bit wider of a suction hitbox on that if they do like to mix in handing it off to the running back. But in terms of stopping this, you're just going to kind of user the guy on the running back side from the regular position after you pinch the linebackers. Ball snapped, you're going to fly in and make that tackle. I always miss. For you guys, go ahead and troll me, Jimmy.
This is the kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
But really, you don't really have to worry about too much of missing. It's pretty easy. So I'm always big on whiffing on my gap shoots in practice mode, but it's really, really not hard. So again, ball snapped, you just fly down, boom, hit them right in the backfield. They don't have time to escape either direction. Now, what's really, really cool about this is because we are running this out of the most meta defense in the game right now, there really is nothing more to do than, I would say, pass commit. If you pass commit, what that's going to do is that's going to make your slot corner play the quarterback, and that way if they try to escape artist to the receiver side of the formation away from your user and you miss, they're going to run into the blitzing nickel corner off of that edge. So it's just a little bit of extra protection to the receiver side of the formation as it pertains to this. So again, here, ball snapped, you're just going to run straight down, bang, make a tackle. You see that he doesn't even finish that step back animation. They have to take that step back, that little half a step, before they can escape artist. So you see that the timing of this is actually perfect. You see right here, there's that backwards half step. At this point right there, when we're making this contact, that is the moment in which they can escape artist. So it's really, really hard for me to show you this, trying to user the quarterback and shoot the gap at the same time. But, for anybody who's faced this, you cannot escape artist until Mahomes' right foot plants right there. So you see right there, this is the point in which they can escape to the middle or to the left or the right, and you're right on top of them. Pretty simple gap shoot. This is again out of the nickel 2-4-5 odd. So again, with this setup, auto flip, base align, press, pinch your linebackers, pass commit, ball snapped, fly in, make your tackle. Very, very simple. So that is your nickel 2-4-5 odd. For those of you that aren't in a playbook that has nickel 2-4-5 odd, let's hop into the nickel 3-3-5 odd. So as I've mentioned a lot, I'm a big fan of the Baltimore Ravens defense, and unfortunately they do not have the nickel 2-4-5 odd. However, they do have the nickel 3-3-5 odd, and in terms of alignment, it's pretty much the exact same. So once again, you're going to be able to take your safeties and put them at linebacker. You see right here, the Cardinals already have Isaiah Simmons as a linebacker, so I'm just going to leave him at that position, put him in the right spot to gap shoot. And you're going to call, basically with this one, you can call whatever play you want. You don't have a pinch 2 blitz, unfortunately, but you could still go ahead and call cover 2 sink with this particular defense. So again, when we go into this, this play, let's this time actually run it the other direction. So I'm going to go ahead and run with this base align. You're going to want your nickel corner on the left side. You're going to baseline. You're going to press. Now with this one, your linebackers are already set back. Now the big difference with this is the defensive line. If you notice in the nickel 3-3-5 odd, the defensive linemen are a little more tight in their techniques compared to the nickel 2-4-5 odd. In fact, if you notice the 2-4-5 odd, they basically were lined up like this. So in the nickel 3-3-5 odd, your setup will change just a little bit in that you're basically going to base align on auto flip, you're going to press, and then you're going to spread your defensive line. Now from here, what you're going to do is you still want to blitz this slot corner off the edge, and you still want to pass commit. And again, with this player, this is your guy that shoots the gap, ball snapped, you fly in through here and make your tackle. Again, with this particular defense, I think that you want as much speed as possible at this position. You want really to be able to accelerate and fly through that gap that is being created by the defense. So again, auto flip on. In practice mode, we don't have that. So you want to make sure that you always have your nickel corner on the 2 receiver side. You're going to go ahead and base align, press, and spread your defensive line. Spread your defensive line. And then if you want to, you go ahead and blitz that slot corner off the edge. You can leave this guy in the vert hook if you want. That would actually help with the post route if they go to throw it. You can still gap shoot without that guy blitzing off the edge. Again, I still recommend pass committing. You see right here, if you do it this way though, that sometimes that guy peels back off of the back side. So I think that blitzing that corner for added help is a little bit better. Again, I do think that your user is pretty crucial with this. You notice that I've been using Collins here instead of Simmons. I'm going to make that switch because Simmons is a little bit more athletic, has a little bit more burst than Collins does. So I'm going to put Simmons at that spot here. So now that I put Isaiah Simmons in that spot, let's go ahead and call that play again. Again, I just think athleticism is super key with this. Baseline, press, spread your defensive line even more. And then I like to blitz this guy and pass commit. Again, ball snapped, you fly down through here, conservative tackle or dive, whatever you want to do, and you make the play. Another thing you could do if you are very, very worried about this particular tactic, the secure tackler ability actually gives you a little bit more, I would say it's a wider cone to be able to trigger those suction diving tackle animations. So that's something I would highly recommend for you guys to use on this concept. But I wanted to get this video out to you guys. This is basically the exact same defensive concept as the one I shared with you guys out of the dollar in the Big Dime 146. This one has no chance at getting weak boxed, especially if you guys have been using the 146 and sometimes known as pancake behavior in that defense. And it comes out of an extremely meta formation. So for most of you out there, you guys should have the nickel 2-4-5. Again, that's a really, really popular defense. If you're not running a formation that has basically nickel 2-4-5 odd or nickel 3-3-5 odd in it, you're probably missing the boat, because all of those defensive playbooks for the most part also have nickel 3-3-5 wide. And also have the nickel 2-4-5 normal, which is my favorite defense. So you guys should be running a playbook that has this. If you're not, I would strongly urge you to consider making that change. It's really, really important. This is one of the most lowbrow and popular concepts out there in the Madden community right now. A lot of people are spamming this, and you need to have this in your arsenal to be able to stop it, because those are free wins once you can get those tackles for loss. In fact, just yesterday, this is what prompted me to do this video. I was running into about 50% of my games on stream, and I stream Monday through Friday on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZanMadden. Half of the games I played over 6 hours were against this particular RPO glitch. So it's wildfire right now. It's everywhere you find it in Weekend League. People are using it to try to get high Weekend League rewards. It's very, very difficult to stop. A lot of the pro players are struggling. And I think now that this tip is out, this will help those guys in those meta defenses actually be able to stop this consistently and maintain their stature in the Madden community. So if you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop them below. Always love to see those. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're pushing 10,500 subscribers. Hopefully you guys go check out GridironGameplansgg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website and our weekly Discord lab sessions. Go hop in the Discord. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. If not, we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with the next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.